Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Shanae Williams back at it again with another video. Hi. Get strong. Today we're talking about toxic relationships, and they can come in all sorts of forms. And they don't only come in fucking romantic relationships, they can come at work too. Fuck jobs. Anyway, today I want to talk about toxic relationships. I think it's, a good time to talk about it. Valentine's Day around the corner. But also just in general, I feel like I'm probably going to make a Valentine's Day video, like, just talking about, like, the good things, like, because we always talk about, like, red flags, but one thing we never talk about is yellow flags. And we talk about, like, good things, like green flags. We never say that, but, like, green flags are good things, and I feel like I'm gonna make a little video about that for Valentine's, like just some nice things, and maybe like, that's a whole nother video. Right now, today, we're gonna be talking about toxic relationships, okay? Because as I told you guys, I'm not fresh from one. The last relationship I was in was the one to get me back into relationships, you know what I'm saying? But prior to that, sickening. Beginning of my college career got me a little shorty. It was not a good vibe, I'm not gonna lie. And off rip, it wasn't that it was a bad vibe off rip. Is it ever? Like, have y'all ever been, I know mad of y'all have been. I know mad, actually the funny part is I'm just gonna talk to you like you have been in a shitty relationship, because yeah, they're too common. And they're common for a lot of reasons. I need to get my book. I definitely wrote down some things. But today, we're talking about toxicity. And let's just take a moment. So we all could have been through a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff, way too much stuff for real. That relationship is not, I feel like there's still things from the relationship that, like, obviously I have to work through. I'm so sure there's things from the relationship she has to work through. I'm sure there's a lot of things she has to work through, but we're not talking about her. The point of this video is really just to talk about, like, what toxic relationships do to you, okay? Toxic relationships, like, it's not one-sided ever, really. Like, it's actually never one-sided for real. Like, it can be, yeah, it's never one-sided. It's only never one-sided because you're in the relationship, like, kind of choosing to be, like, regardless, like, you're kind of choosing to be, even when it's, like, really, really crazy bad, like, it's a choice to not leave, and unfortunately, like, that's on you too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to take some responsibility for it, and I'm really only talking about, like, situations where we clearly can't take responsibility for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the relationships we got into that we just don't want to leave because I really think it's gonna be so good. Like, she has the potential, he has the potential, like, they could be better, like, it used to be great. All of that's what I'm talking about today. Yeah, because we've all been there, okay? And if you haven't been there, I hope you never go there, okay? I hope this video helps you to realize exactly what you're getting into when you're in it, when you see it, when you start seeing the little signs that are like, should I pay attention to this? The answer is always yes. Always pay attention. But let's do some specifics, right? So when we talk about red flags, usually we're talking about, like, oh my god, like, more recently when we talk about toxicity, usually we talk about it on, like, a one-sided thing, like, oh, like, this person's toxic, or like, they did this thing to me, or like, they're like this, or whatever. Like, it's always blamey. It's never like, actually, let me look at myself too, like, I'm allowing this, or let me look at myself too, I'm changing because I'm around this toxic behavior too. Like, I'm starting to become a person who yells. I'm starting to become a person who insults their partner. Like, I'm starting to become somebody who puts their hands on somebody as well. Like, even if that's not who you truly are, or that's not who you think you truly are, being in a toxic relationship will bring that side of you out. I'm telling you, that is nuts. It is nuts. I was gonna say I never put my hands on nobody I was in a relationship with, and technically, truthfully, I haven't. Like, I've played fight with my my partners and stuff before, but one time I did hit my ex-boyfriend. He's not really the one we're gonna talk about. I hit him, but it was like a light slap. I was just tight, he wasn't listening to me. I was like, just listen to me. And he looked at me, he said, I would never do that to you. And I never did it again. And I never got my point heard. So, yeah, don't put your hands on people, kids. But I can only laugh about that because I know I didn't mean it like in a malicious way. I don't even think he took it maliciously or anything. Like, it was just really like, I don't know what the fuck got a hold of me in that moment. But I didn't do that again, ever. That was crazy. This video, I was supposed to have my friend with me making this video because she just got out of a crazy little toxic situation, and we was talking about how like it's funny, or at least I was saying how it's funny, not even funny like ha ha he, but it's just like it's funny, ironic, like how many of us actually go through all this crazy stuff. Like, we don't talk about it like it's normal, but, and it's not that it should be normalized, I'm not saying like it's an okay thing, but I am saying it happens like every day, all the time. Like, there's probably your friends probably in toxic relationships right now, whether they're telling you that or not. Like, there's so many things to look out for. There's so many things that are just a little too you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe they're not outwardly like verbally abusive, maybe they're not outwardly physically abusive, maybe they're like not, you know, what is it, like maybe they're not outwardly telling you like lies or cheating on you and stuff, but maybe they're, you know, sending you back upstairs to change your clothes like they're your dad or something, or like maybe they're like, you know, what is it, kind of putting you down about things that's not about them. Like, say you want to go do something maybe with your friends or something, and like they're like kind of just like being manipulative, basically, like making you seem stupid or dumb, or like you're not cool enough to hang with them, or like why are you even doing that? You know they don't really like you. Like, okay, sometimes people's friends really don't like them, but it's like the intention for it, like, you know, they don't really like you, like kind of like trying to get you to only be around them, you know, trying to isolate you from people who do care about you, or trying to isolate you from other places. Like, there's like there's just more subtle ways to identify toxicity, and like to identify that your relationship is not going the way it should be. But there's also like very key signs, like, did you guys set boundaries in the beginning? Like, have you guys revised your boundaries? How do you even have boundaries? Do you know what a boundary is? And if you don't, a boundary is like a hard line, like, for respect. Something like, me personally, I'm never gonna take back nobody who cheat on me. One thing about me, I love an honest person. You can tell me the truth. Let me make my decision after you tell me the truth. That's it. That's what I expect from you. I expect for you to be honest with me. If I find out you was lying about something, whatever, you know, if I don't already know that you're a liar, if I don't choose to accept a little bit of lies from you or something, like, if my hard boundary is actually, you know, I'm switching it, but if my hard boundary is you cannot cheat on me, and then you go and cheat on me, whatever, I'm an honest person and you tell me you cheated on me, and I decide to take you back, now I disrespected myself. Now I decided, okay, like, at least he told me, like, or at least she told me. I'm not straight at all, guys, but at least they told me, you know, like, yeah, I took them back, and maybe it makes me feel sick to my tummy, because I've been cheated on a few times actually, and I was in a relationship, that same boy. I was in a relationship. Okay, guys, I thought, look, it takes time to realize you're a gay girl, okay? But either way, so basically the relationship I had been in with this boy, like, he cheated on me like 3 times. Okay, I was going actually through like a lot of stuff, so that was more of the reason that I didn't leave him. Like, it wasn't really about the fact that I loved him so much or anything. Like, I just kind of was like, I was having like home insecurities and stuff, and I was like, I can live at his house. So it was kind of like more like I needed him for like stability and structure more than I was like, I need this relationship. I did not care. I really wanted to leave too. Like, I didn't want to be there neither. But that's not the point. The point is, he cheated on me 3 times. Okay, I'm still fucking with this dude. Like, I'm disrespecting myself. I'm disrespecting what I said, that I'm not gonna allow you to be with me if you cheat on me. But here I am allowing somebody to be with me if they cheat on me. And I'm telling you, when I was in that, and this is not even the relationship I wanted to talk about today, but when I was in that like relationship, after knowing he had done those things, it's like, the thing about me, it's hard for me, like, or at least in the past, it had been really, really difficult for me to let go of those things. Like, I'm a little petty, like, by nature. So it's just like, just this much though, not too much, this much. But it's just like, you know, now every time I'm thinking about you, like, even when I'm having a good memory with you, I'm remembering all the stupid shit you did, or something dumb you said to me, or something painful you did to me. Like, I can't even smile at you without being angry, like, or being hurt, or like feeling like disrespected or pained. Like, and I know a lot of people feel that. And they just cover it up, and they just lie and just like hold it to the side, and like, oh, but it's a new day, and like you have to kind of like separate the person from the action and do all this picking apart to make it seem okay in your brain. But baby, if your tummy hurts, if you're crying and throwing up and sliding down the wall, leave, baby. It is not worth it. You deserve better than that. And it's hard to remind yourself of that, because we be wanting relationships so bad, bro. We just be wanting to be laid up next to somebody so bad. We be wanting to be so close to somebody. We be wanting to be like, you know, having our fairy tale ending. We want the weddings. We want the babies. I want babies. I love kids. But we be wanting everything. But we don't even think about the person who's in front of us. We be looking so far past that, so far into the future, we don't even be looking at the person who's in front of us. You don't even know what that person look like. You don't even know who that person is. You just are ticking off boxes. You're like, okay, they're good at this. Perfect. Great. This is good for me. They like to laugh as much as I do. Nice. But now we're not even looking at the fact that they don't fucking respect you. They don't respect you. They don't care about your time. They're not considering your energy. They're not considering the fact that you're like a giver. And that's kind of like, at least I used to be like, I am a giver, but I'm a lot more like, I just have boundaries. I have boundaries now. I have real boundaries. I have boundaries and self-respect and all that good stuff that I want you guys to have too. And I hope that you have. And if you don't have it, I hope you're working on it, because you deserve it. But it's just like, before I used to feel like people was just taking from me and taking. And I'm like, why can't I just have what I want? Like, why can't I just have like love? Like, why can't I just be loved? Like, why can't I just be cared for? Why can't I just be special to somebody? Why don't somebody want to just hold me and just make me feel good? Like, I be doing the most I can for everybody else. I'm gonna give you a thoughtful gift. I'm gonna make sure you feeling good. I'm gonna make sure you feeling comfortable. I'm gonna make sure this. I'm gonna make sure that. But who was doing it for me? And I know a lot of us ask ourselves that question, like, okay, but what about me? But what about me? You gotta take care of you, babe. It's you, babe. I know nobody wants to hear that answer, but the tea is, it has to be you. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're never gonna find somebody who's gonna do it for you. I'm just telling you, like, that's actually the tea. Like, maybe some people get lucky and learn to love themselves through somebody else. But in that way, they also have to be open to, like, they have to be open to that. Most times, we're not open to that. Most times, we're like, I just want everything to be perfect and I don't want to change. Well, if you didn't need to change, babe, like, it would have been perfect already. You know what I'm saying? Like, it already would have been what it was supposed to be. But you're a human being. Human beings are meant to change and grow and all that stuff. Hashtag Steven Universe. But I love Steven Universe, guys. Like, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. And know that Hulu does not give you the whole series, okay? Hulu tried to play me. I had to go get an Amazon Prime freaking... This is off track, but I had to go get an Amazon Prime like 7-day trial 2 times. I need to finish it. But either way, Hulu is missing the freaking second episode of the very final Steven Universe future. Also, Steven Universe is actually missing mad episodes on Hulu. So truthfully, just use Amazon Prime for real, guys. Steven Universe, the first series, okay, that's that. Whatever. There's 5 seasons. Hulu does not have season 5. Okay. So you're gonna have to find somewhere else to go watch it. Amazon Prime Video, free trial, okay? So that's that. And then you're supposed to watch Steven Universe, the movie, and then you're supposed to watch Steven Universe Future. I watched all of that out of order, and now everything is, either way, trying to save you some time. But, where was I going? Yeah, you have to change. You have to change. You have to be open to change. You have to be willing to change. And you cannot just be in the relationship and expect the other person to change. You cannot change anyone else, babe. You can't change anyone else. No one else is ever going to change on your timing. No one else is ever going to do what you want them to do. And if they do it, it's probably not going to be how you like it. It's not, they're doing it to please you, right? And then when push comes to shove and like maybe I'll have an argument or maybe I'll have a disagreement, they'll throw it in your face like, well, that's what you wanted me to do. Bro, I've been through that so many times. It's so funny. And I know my friends have too. Like, it's just crazy, like how it's just crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, I think it's just crazy how much of us have like the same experience in like different bodies. But anyway, yeah, but being a giver is a lot, and being a taker, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like, you selfish human beings, but I have no clue what y'all are on. But I hope that you're changing if you're able to. Yeah, like, you know. So let's just talk a bit about my ex-girlfriend, because she was easy to, it's definitely easy to pinpoint a lot of things with her. But she was definitely a taker. Honestly, at the beginning, she was giving, you know, she was giving, I was giving, we was giving. And then she just wasn't really respecting my, like, she wasn't respecting me as a person, for real. Like, I felt like she wasn't respecting me as a person. Like, she didn't make me feel secure in the relationship. So I never trusted her around other people, other shorties. Like, and she was very much way too friendly with other shorties. And I'm like, you disgust me. And that was my issue. I was verbally abusive. I didn't know that. But I thought, okay, look, listen. Hear me out. I'm from New York City, okay? So we say a lot of stuff, okay? And to a person who's not actually from New York, that is a lot to handle, okay? But genuinely, also in New York, like, it's easy to hear because we're used to hearing it all the time. Like, if I call you pussy or I say suck my dick, like, that's regular. You know what I'm saying? But for people that's not from New York, that is not regular. And truthfully, it really shouldn't be regular. It should not be regular. We are so aggressive. But it's just like, that's how it is. Like, you know, like, that's how it is. And if you're not from there, you're really not going to get it. And trying to get with somebody who's not from there, it is a battle. So I definitely had to realize, like, okay, like, the way that I'm using my words, not working to my advantage right now. It doesn't matter how much I'm giving her, how much I'm trying to pour into her, how much I'm trying to help her feel secure in herself about, like, whatever, you know, I'm trying to make her feel good about her body, I'm trying to, like, do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to show her, I'm trying to love her the way I know that I want to be loved. And I'm like, why is she not loving me back that way? But also, it was like, at the same time, it was like, I'm trying to get the point out about verbally abusiveness, but it's just like, I couldn't see my own flaws. Because I'm like, bro, I'm doing so much for you and you're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. Nothing. Bro, for real. And that's how I really felt. And even as I look back now, I don't not think she was doing nothing. I still think she was doing nothing for her. Like, that has not changed. But that doesn't change the fact that I was also adding a nice amount of toxicity to that relationship too. Like, I was upset, and I had every right to be upset. But it was like, me staying only made me more upset, which only made me want to blow up more. And so I did. And so I started matching her behaviors. So when she did something dumb, I called her dumb. And I used to, like, I never wanted to call her dumb. I never wanted to be in a relationship where somebody had to feel like they were dumb. Like, I didn't want to make you feel dumb. I didn't want to make you feel ugly. I didn't want to make you feel like you were not worthy of love. Like, you know, I'm like, you're worthy of love. You're deserving. You're special. Like, and I know that. And it's like, you have to jump back to another point. But you really cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're really not loving on yourself and caring for yourself, not only are you allowing people to disrespect you, you're also making it easier for you to disrespect other people. It doesn't matter how bad you want something. Like, it's gonna be difficult to give it, especially if you don't have it already in you. Like, yes, maybe you have the desire to want to do something or want to care for somebody, but if you don't actually know what that feeling like feels like say you came from a really bad childhood, like your parents were whack, you know what I'm saying, like your siblings whack, like even if they were cool, like if you don't know, if you didn't have enough of like a tangible, like, kind of, and anybody gets into like these sort of relationships. Like, it don't matter what you have or what you didn't have, for real. I'm not gonna lie. Like, somehow people end up in this, and it's just a thing that happens. I'm not gonna lie. But either way, the point is that say you didn't have a good, you don't have a real understanding, or like you don't really know what it truly feels like to embody, or like embody the love that you want to give or receive. Like, if you don't really know what that feels like, or you didn't have a real like tangible example, it's gonna be very, very, very difficult to become that. Like, especially if you're met with somebody who isn't that and isn't willing to be that. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's like also unwilling to change, or like, you can be, it don't matter how much you want, if that other person don't want it, if that other person, if you talk to that person 10, 15 times, 2, 3 times, even once, like 1 to 2 times, 3 times, fine, you talk about this one thing again, you're like, hey, I really don't like it when you do this, like, it hurts my feelings, like, whatever. They either don't take you serious, or they say they take you serious, and then they don't do it for a while, and then they do it again. Now it's, you really have to look at yourself like, they did this thing again and they said they wouldn't do it. Like, am I gonna give them another chance? Am I gonna let them whatever? Am I gonna bring it to their attention again? Are we gonna talk through it? What is it gonna be? You know? Or am I just gonna keep it to myself and just, you know, assume maybe they're gonna change? Or you can bring it up again. Bring it up again. It happens again. They either don't take you serious, or they take you serious and then they act like, you know, maybe a week or 2 goes by and then they do it again. It's like, are you even listening to me? Do you really care about me? You know what I'm saying? And I know we have like these conversations with ourselves where we're like, okay, but you know, like, once you have to start negotiating with yourself about like whether they care about you or not, like whether they're really seeing your feelings as valid or not, like, something's probably up. Now, I know some people have anxiety, you know, like they get a little too turned about these things, but it's just like, even that, if you don't feel like you can actually be your full self in the relationship, which is where friendship comes in, but if you don't feel like you could be your full self in a relationship, and your anxieties are hidden, and you feel like, you know, you have these insecurities, but you're trying to keep them close to you because you don't want them to think anything bad about you, like, if you're unwilling to change that and be more open, or if you feel scared about this person actually like being able to hold that part of you, you know, if they've given you reason to make you feel like they're probably not going to be able to hold this part of me, even, or if you've like tried to like sneak this part of, you know, I know how we are, like, you know, we try to be like, okay, well, I don't know if they're gonna like this, but let me see, let me dip my toes in the water, you know what I'm saying? And you do, when it's like, they did not like that, you know what I'm saying? And now you feel even more closed off. If you're feeling like that in the relationship, babe, it's not for you. Respectfully, like, and you choosing yourself is always going to be the best lesson. Like, it's always going to be the best thing for you. Like, choose you, babe, choose you. But let's circle back to the relationship I was in. So yeah, basically embodying the things that you want, blah blah blah. Sorry, my brain's a little scattered because there's slightly too many things on my mind right now. But I don't care about them, and I really want to make this video for y'all, because y'all deserve a video. And this is actually like, I actually was looking forward to talking about this, only because like it's just funny now. Like, it's painful, you know, like it's not painful to me right now, but it's like, it is painful. It's sad to know how many people like go through toxic relationships and how bad it can get. And I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen it like secondhand. Like, I've seen my parents be toxic towards each other, and like, well, towards each other for have I seen them be toxic towards each other? Let me not lie. Maybe not towards each other, actually. Maybe that was shielded pretty well. But I've seen them like in their relationships after. And I've seen them like how they talk about each other and stuff. All not good. But yeah, and then I've also seen, you know, like I've seen my friends go through stuff. I've been through my own stuff. Like, it's just funny how many of us all go through it. Like, we all find somehow, some way to get into some crazy, crazy, wild relationship, or situationship, whatever it is, some type of crazy, way too toxic, like way too like boundary pushing, like, bro, give me a second to breathe. Like, yeah, it's just wild. But I was looking forward to talking about this because I really think it's important to talk about. Like, I think it's important for people to know, like, they're literally actually genuinely not alone in this. Like, and especially not alone in becoming a different freaking character when you're in that relationship. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about me, actually. So yeah, I was with this girl. She didn't make me feel secure. So like, my thing is, I love flirting. Flirting, it might be a little bit of a problem, we're working on it, but I love me to flirt. Like, I love me a little flirty dirty, and she liked to flirt too. Cool, perfect. And I don't mind flirting with other people for real, like, not too much, but it's just like, I need to know I'm the top dog. Okay, my ego needs to be stroked a nice amount for me to feel like, okay, like, I don't really care if she flirt with her, because it don't really mean nothing to me. Like, do your flirty thing. I like to flirt too, but that's me personally, you know. I don't know how other people are, but it's just like, me personally, that's not something that really bothers me. The only thing that bothers me is when it crosses a line, right? So because I didn't feel secure with her, the line that was crossed, like, it felt like too much for her to be too physically close to the shorty, like flirting physically. All I'm like, well, relax, you don't even touch me like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, do you like her? It's very much now jealousy is bubbling up. Like, now anger is getting here. Like, and my thing is, I don't really fight for nobody. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't fight for nobody. Like, if you have two options, girl, pick the other girl. God, I'm fine. Like, I really do not need you. But it's just like, I don't know what it was with that relationship. I don't know what I was doing for it. I'm not gonna lie. Karmic cycles, man. But yeah, she was already doing that, and I was just like talking to her about it. I'm like, I do not like that. Like, that's gross. Like, ew, you know. And my mouth was crazy like this. Like, I was like, and my face was crazy like that too. Very much saying exactly what the fuck I meant. No filter. Like, it's just crazy. I'm such a different girl now. But, you know, either way, it was just like, yeah, that's nasty. Don't never do that again. Like, you must be on crack, for real. And cool, great, but she continued to do what she wanted. Like, even if she like was like, oh, I don't really like her like this, not that, like that, whatever, it don't matter. It don't matter your intent, for real. It matters like whether you're making me feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you respect your partner and you respect yourself and you respect your relationship, then you wouldn't do that. But, you know, respect, boundaries, things like that. And I did try to talk to her a few times actually about like, hey, like, this is hurting me a lot, like, can we just different things she was doing, but it was just like, this is hurting me a lot, or I wish we could talk about more things like this, or like, you know, I'd like to be more open with you, or want to be more vulnerable and stuff. She wasn't in a place to be that girl. Like, she was not that girl. I was pushing what I wanted onto her. I wanted her to change so bad. I wanted her to be my one so bad that I could not see that she actively was just not that girl. Like, she was not gonna give me what I wanted. She didn't have the capacity yet, and she didn't have the capacity yet. That's really all I can say about it. Like, she didn't have the capacity yet, or the will. Maybe she had the capacity in some way, some degree, minimally. The thing that kept me in the relationship a lot was the fact that, like, I'll be like, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm done, right? And then, I know a lot of y'all been through this one. And then all of a sudden she's doing all the stuff I want her to do. All of a sudden she got the energy, she got the capacity. All of a sudden she's the girl of my dreams. Then she locked me back in, and she go back to being a bum. I'm like, oh my god. That's how you get that on and off relationship, for real. So, yeah. But anyway, talking about me. Basically, that kind of turned me into, like, I told you guys, like, I can't kind of see past what people have done to me before. So it's like, it's just like, now I'll be chilling with her, and because my mouth was crazy, it was like, okay, I'll chill with you. But then she do one thing that remind me of something else, or like, even if she didn't do anything for real, even if she did, we could be joking about something, and then I'll bring up something and it'll hurt her feelings, or I'll like kind of like purposely bring up like I'll just kind of, what do you call it, like poke at her for something that she did, like even if she had apologized for it or whatever, and I was like, I'm over it, like it's fine, I'll bring it right back up. One thing about me, I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm going to bring it up. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. And that was the problem. Like, that was really a problem. And I don't think it was a problem per se to bring it up, really. But it's like, I'm saying I forgive you, but like, it's still in me. So one, I'm lying to myself saying I really forgive you. Like, no, that hurt. Like, and me forgiving you doesn't mean I have to stay with you neither. Like, that was two things I'm hurting myself with. So now I'm really hurting her, because it's just like, bro, I'm really trying. At some moments she probably was, but it's like, bro, I'm really trying, and like, it doesn't matter what I do, like, you're putting me down. Like, why are you always putting me down? But she did used to say that to me, and so I felt bad about myself. But again, I didn't take into account the pain I was already feeling. I didn't take into account the fact that, you know, maybe I really should really just leave shorty, because I these feelings are not good inside of me, and they're not gonna make this, me quieting myself and trying to like filter what I say and like trying not to bring stuff up doesn't make the pain, the stomach, the nausea stop. Okay, it doesn't make the anger, the fear, the whatever, the ugly feelings, the uglier feelings, the natural but ugly feelings, you know, dissipate. Like, it just makes them quiet. And when you start bottling stuff up, it's just waiting for that one moment for everything to just, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely happened a few times, for sure. I remember screaming at her, for real. We screamed at each other probably. I definitely scream. I don't yell at people. I don't get angry. Like, I do not scream at people, for real. Like, you really would have to push me mad far, and I was being pushed. I don't think I put my hands on her, but I think we both pushed each other this one time. It was real stupid. She was like trying not to give me something back that was mine. But it's just like, I never wanted to even do that. Like, she don't deserve to be pushed around. Like, she had been in like abusive relationships prior to me, and I had told myself, I was like, I don't care what she do, I'm not finna hurt her. Like, there's no reason for that. There's never a reason to put your hands on nobody and you're in a relationship with, ever, period. And that's very true. That's 100% true. So if you're dealing with somebody who's putting their hands on you, bro, I know it may be hard to leave. I know you may be trying to make it feel like, you know, you're trying to make yourself feel like, you know, negotiating with yourself, telling yourself, yeah, but he only does it when it's, or she only does it when, or, you know, and you're arguing with yourself, babe. Like, it was wrong and they shouldn't be doing that. And you should not be doing that either. Leave them. You'll find better, babe. Don't put your hands on nobody. It's definitely not worth it. Yeah. Shouldn't even put your hands on your kids, for real. So, yeah. But I really don't think, like, okay, so I was mad. Okay, I really was verbally abusive. And it really did not click to me for a minute, but it clicked. Because me and her had talked about it, like, when I was messing with her again, like, last year at the beginning of the year and stuff, we talked about stuff, and we're joking and stuff, and I knew I wasn't going to go no further with shorty ever again. Like, I was never going to, no. She was not going to be in my future. I don't know why I was messing with her for her. But, you know, last year teens. And I was just like, she was trying to tell me all this stuff. She was like, Shanae, you were abusive, man. You were this and you were that. And I'm like, and what were you, babe? Be so for real. Like, be so for real right now. What were you? But that doesn't change the fact that I actually was, at least, everything else, she was really chatting, I'm not gonna lie. But verbally abusive, for sure. Like, I called her pussy every other day, for real. Like, when she did some dumb thing, like, I was calling her dumb, I was calling her pussy, I was calling her, I was just, it was very much name calling. It was very much picking at her actions, like, kind of like picking at her character, making her feel like she probably was not enough. Honestly, that's probably really what it was. I was just making her feel like she wasn't enough. And the truth is, I felt like she wasn't enough for me, because I feel like I was doing too much for her. And the truth is, if anybody making you feel like you're not enough, again, leave. Like, once you start having to feel like, whoa, like, she don't see nothing good I'm doing, like, she don't see I'm putting in, bro, even if you're in the wrong, I'm telling you the tea, like, even if you're in the wrong, if you feel like you have to negotiate, like, the value you bring to the table, like, if you don't feel like you're being seen as a full person, leave. What are we talking about right now? Just leave. And the thing is, it is important to leave, but it's more important to learn from your mistakes. It's more important to want to change. It's more important to really see yourself because ain't nobody gonna see you clearly unless you can see yourself and present yourself clearly. You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta be like willing to do the work, and a lot of people aren't. A lot of us are not willing to do the work, and that's why we be ended up in these cycles that just keep going. Like, my last man did this, my last shorty did this, my shorty before that did this, my shorty before that did this. Like, who's the common denominator right now, baby? I'm not saying you deserve to be hurt. You absolutely do not deserve to be hurt. But you do deserve to learn and to grow and change. And you're the only one stopping yourself from that at this point. So that's all I'm saying. Message. But yeah, like, and I'm really not even coming from a place I'm like higher or high and mightier, better than you or nothing, because I'm telling you, like, I really went through this. Like, I really was in the trenches with y'all. Like, I was in the trenches, depressed, crying every day, waking up sad, going to sleep sad, living through the day sad, not even seeing what was around me because I was so sad. Like, it sucked. Life sucked. It sucked so bad. Like, I felt like nobody cared about me for real. I felt like my relationship was lame. I felt like she was the only person I could be around for real. Like, because, you know, she's seen the uglier parts of me anyway. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Like, she seen me when I'm ugly. Like, at least she still want to fake be around me. But I didn't even want to be around her. Like, do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, do better. Do better. And this is really no disrespect to her. If she was to come across this video for real, I'm sure she would not make it this far. But if she was to come across this video, it's really no disrespect to her. Like, this is just the lessons I learned for real. And this is how I felt, you know? So, yeah. But one of the other things that really, like, hurt me in that relationship was kind of, yes, it was disgusting for me to become, like, kind of a disgusting, like, at least disgusting is such a strong word, and we don't really have to use that. But it made me a person, like, I would not want to see, like, come back out, you know? Like, I would not want to be that girl no more. Like, I don't want to be someone who makes my partner feel like they're not enough, or make them feel like they're, nothing they do is good enough, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, like, I feel like that was, like, maybe some parent trauma, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us have parents that make us feel like, you know, even if they say that they love you and, you know, are caring for you or whatever, like, a lot of the times our parents can say things that really hurt us, and, like, we take it with us, and where it's really easy to give it to somebody else because that's the only way we were loved. My problem was kind of like this. Like, I realized later on down the line that I was loving my ex-girlfriend, as, like, as I'd seen my dad love women. Not the best. But we're not here to flame him right now. But yeah, like, it just, though, he was kind of my only, like, the only person I was seeing, like, love people, and I knew how he loved me, and he loved me the same way he loved, like, or the same way he showed. I told him before, though, that I feel like he treats his partners like his kids, and it's like, that's not cute. But that's what I started doing because I didn't know any other way to love. I was just like, okay, cool, this is love. Correct. Wrong. Very much wrong. I was doing that, and I realized later, I'm like, yeah, I'm not seeing her as a full person. And a lot of the other thing I was trying to say was just, like, you know, our parents kind of can show us a certain type of love towards us, and, like, kind of, like, confuse us for real. But I'm trying to find my words. Give me a second. Our parents can show us a certain type of love that we take out into the world, and clearly think that it is supposed to be this way. And basically, like, our parents can make us feel like we're not enough, even if they're, like, really caring for us and stuff, or, like, you know, or just putting a damn roof over our heads, if that. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? They can say that they love you and all this stuff, but then, like, they're kind of, but then they don't even see who you are. Like, they don't make time to talk to you, or maybe like they don't make time to kind of let you really express anything to them. Like, you're just supposed to be a good student, you're supposed to be a good kid, and just, you know, be that, until suddenly you're supposed to be something else and you don't even know how to navigate that, you know. Like, a lot of our parents do not give us guidance. at least in New York. At least in New York. I'm just talking about New York City people. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can relate, because we was doing a little too much a little too young, but not the point. I'm pretty sure this can relate to a lot of people though, but I know the New Yorkers are like, this is giving my life story. So yeah, yeah. But I realized I was loving my ex-girlfriend kind of like that, like she was like my kid or something, but in the way that my dad had like taught me unknowingly, like not on purpose, you know. The way I absorbed that my dad like would love his partners, or like would show care for me, you know. And I'm like, I'm trying to show care for you. This is how I know care is supposed to be given. Like, you're supposed, my dad, he was good at guiding, like he is we're just gonna talk about a past him for now, but he was good at giving guidance and stuff, and like he was good at like suggesting things and like giving advice and stuff like that. And so I picked that up from him, and I figured that was a part of care, and I think it is a part of care. But it's just like, why is everything that I'm saying to this girl something she can improve on? Why can't I just say that I really appreciate something about her? Like, and I don't think I heard that a lot, you know. I don't think I was hearing a lot of, wow, Shanae, I really like that you do this, or, you know what I'm saying, like. But my dad, I'm not gonna blame my dad for that though, because my dad, at least when I was younger, like he really just wanted me to be anybody I wanted to be, which I'm grateful for. So yeah, but just in general, I'm saying, you know, as years go on, like all of a sudden you're hearing less and less of that, and now suddenly you're being told like, what are you gonna do with your life? Do it, you know, be somebody, get a job. Like, whoa, what happened? What happened to all the dreams, the rainbows, the butterflies? What happened to it? What happened? No, seriously. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. But I think the other thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that basically one thing that was kind of like real, like way too much for me in that relationship was kind of like, so I am a sexual being, many of us are, but yeah, she was like, at some point she started withholding it from me, and I was like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yeah, we don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but I'm giving to you, you're not giving back. So then I started to feel mad and insecure about myself. You started to feel mad and insecure about my body. You started to feel mad, ugly, like, bro, that, I'm pretty sure there's still lingering things of that. I don't know. There's something in there that is still in my body, I'm pretty sure. Like, just, yeah, I honestly don't know, and we're gonna find out what it is when we have to. But it's just like, it did not feel good. But it was also like, it's like it wasn't discussed. It wasn't like, oh, you know, like, hey, like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to give for a while, and nothing. Definitely not discussed. Nothing at all. It was very much, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then fully would just not like give me anything, or like try to please me in pretty much like any way at all. I was like, I'm going to sleep crying. Yeah, with Shorty in the bed. She's trying to hug me, make me feel better about what she just did, but like not even actually address what she's doing. Like, lame. So yeah, that was painful. That was actually really sad. Very sad times. It's snowing. This is getting a lot to talk about. It's just like a lot of stuff is on my mind right now, and I'm just trying to really do this vid for y'all, because I really want to be consistent. I really want to do that for y'all. Like, I really appreciate y'all. I really care about y'all. I really like talking to y'all. I want y'all to talk back to me a lot more. Maybe do like Q&A or something, you know. I know it's only a small group of us right now, but I don't care. Let's get to know each other. But yeah, I really feel like this might actually be a little bit, kind of be all there is. If my friend wants to come in and like add a little moment, I'm gonna insert her here. But if she doesn't, this is pretty much kind of the end of the video. I think you kind of just have to, toxic relationships are gonna happen, and I don't think that you should I think that you really need to remind yourself of, or like get to know yourself before really getting in a relationship. And it's nothing wrong with your relationship going left. Like, it happens, you know what I'm saying? It's a normal thing, but that doesn't mean just because it happens to everybody means you need to stay. No, you need to grow, you need to learn. And sometimes you cannot grow and learn in the relationship because you guys are not aligned. You guys are not meant to be with each other. Like, that's okay. Like, you guys are just not in the same place at the same, like, y'all are not in the same, you're not on the same wavelength, and that's okay. Like, that's normal. Like, we go through so many people all the time. We go through different friends. Like, yeah, we get stuck with family members and stuff, but like, if you cut off your family member, if you cut off your family member and you meet somebody who makes you feel like they're really close to you and they're a family member to you, there you go. You just, like, people change with seasons. It doesn't really matter. Like, and there's no difference with like romantic relationships. It's growing and changing. You either grow and change together, or you grow and change apart, and that's okay. That is an okay thing. It's a good thing too. But it's most important for you to love you. And every time you get that little nauseous feeling in your stomach, that anxiety, that's something that's telling you that something is wrong, that something's wrong, that something you don't like is going on, like your body tense up, or you feel like, you know, you shutting down, or you feel like you're acting out. Any of those feelings, please take those into account. Please pay attention to them. And think about the child you, okay? Think about the child you. Would you let her go through that? Would you let her or him go through that? Would you let them go through that? Do you think that's okay for them? And if it's not okay for them, it's not okay for you. So really, that's all I want to say. But I really wanted this video to be a little funnier, to be honest, a little more lighthearted. But it is a painful topic. It's hard to talk about. It is easy to joke about, and like, you know, it's easy to blame other people for stuff, but I really think it's important to like look at ourselves. Let's look at us. Let's look at us. Let's look at what we're doing. Let's look at what we're not doing. Let's look at the space we're not giving to ourselves, but the space we give to everybody else, and how we continue to allow everybody else to do whatever they want, and like just take the brunt of it, and then feel bad and feel angry and feel mad and lash out at them for expecting them to change when they never were going to. BFFR. Come on. So just want to throw that out there. But yeah, let's get in these comments. And let's go ahead, drop a comment saying either something you learned from a toxic relationship, or okay, you can be as honest as you want. Don't expose yourself too much now. Don't be too big now. But like, maybe the most toxic thing that you've done in a relationship that you would absolutely never do again. You know, something you know that was absolutely wrong. You know, even if it was like a smaller thing, but with really mean intentions, or if it was like something that wasn't intended to be bad, but you know it wasn't right. You know, like, and you know it hurt them. Whatever. Feel free to be honest in the comments. Feel free. But not too much, okay? Not too much. I'm not trying to delete no comments for it. But yeah, I like you guys. I like you guys a lot. And if you like this video, go ahead and obviously like it. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Turn on the post notifications so you see when I drop my next vid. Hopefully it'll be a sweeter vid of some sort. I honestly don't know. I don't know if the next vid is going to be Valentine's Day. I don't think so. I think we have like one more in between. I'm not sure. It depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good, for real. If you don't want to talk about the toxic stuff, tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. Are you having a good day? Are you going to have a good day? Was this the end of your day? Like, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling? But yeah. And let me know if y'all like that little short I posted, my little affirmation station, you know, like, y'all want more shorts? Y'all into that? Y'all like that? But either way, if I'm not your favorite YouTuber yet, I will be. See ya!